Now that you guys have attached your centering rings onto your inner tube and your shock cord onto your top centering ring, I'm going to show you how to glue it into your body tube. So let's get started. So there's two places that you're going to want to glue your centering rings. So I'm going to glue the top centering ring right above the fin slot. And the bottom centering ring is going to be glued right below the fin slots. That's just how I designed it in my open rocket design. So before we start gluing anything onto our body tube, we want to make sure our shock cord is pushed through all the way through our body tube. Now that we have our shock cord through, we want to make sure that it's taut, and we can now begin gluing our centering rings into our body tube. Now if you're building a level 1 rocket or lower, you can use wood glue, but keep in mind that if you're building a level 2 rocket, you should use epoxy. So the first place I'm going to put glue is inside my body tube right above my fin slot, because that's where my top centering ring is going to lie. Don't be afraid to use a lot of glue. You really want your centering rings to stay on your body tube. Now that I've put glue on the inside of my body tube right above the fin slot, I'm going to push my top centering ring only halfway through the fin slots. Now we're going to apply glue on the inside of the body tube right below the fin slot. The reason we only push the top centering ring halfway up the fin slots and then apply glue below the fin slots is because we want to avoid smearing the glue as much as possible. Now I'm going to push the centering rings and inner tube up while pulling on the shock cord so that the shock cord doesn't get glue everywhere. And I'm going to line up the centering rings where I put the glue, which is above and below the fin slots. I'm also going to twist the inner tube so that glue can fall in between the centering ring and the body tube. And now my centering ring should lie here and here. So the next step is to make sure that all your fins can fit in your fin slots still. We want to make sure that we glued everything in the right place. I'm going to put all 4 fins in at the end to make sure that they can all fit before it's completely glued. And it looks like they all fit, so we are good to go. Remember that you want to make sure that your shock cord is taut so it doesn't accidentally get glued onto the body tube. And once you check that, you can remove all your fins because you don't want to accidentally glue your fins on yet.